bricks on the screen, healthcare in between. Physics, art, and math got us down this path. Historical tales come alive, where science and stories dive. Blended facts with heart, knowledge from the start. Need bridge blues we sing to the future memory. Health and science in the mix. Maybrick's got the fix. Complex subjects make
right
clear
now
every episode
in ways that we actually acquire
leads the way,
and ways that make me more efficient.
in the world of digital streams, turning knowledge into dreams. Through the tales of old, new stories unfold.
Thank you so much for joining with me. It is truly an honor and a privilege.
MedBits Webcast is a new kind of healthcare media channel to break the silo mentality and foster interdisciplinary thinking. Our mission is to fill that gap and to create a curiosity through different lenses, tapping the passion that guided the historical figures in medicine and bringing present-day groundbreaking research to the front lines. We interview physicians and leaders in the industry about present-day healthcare challenges.
Welcome to the MedBits Webcast. Let me turn off this. That is Indian music from a raga called Amsa Nandi. That's my favorite music, all of the music. So let me, this is a thank you for. I hope you all had a good Christmas and holidays with the families and everything. I miss Romesh and Leena, my children. They are in Atlanta. So my daughter lives here, but she's there in Atlanta now. But I have a very important guest. He's a great long-time friend, and he's a very community leader. I tell you, I have a great admiration for this gentleman. I tell you, he's a doctor, he's a community leader, and rather telling words, I made a small video. I want to introduce you to the people who are from outside. Everybody knows him in a Silicon Valley area. But in the people outside and in the rest of the world, some people may not know. But most of the people in Silicon Valley, if you don't know about him, you must be hiding in under the rock. So he is a very well known. His name is Dr. Romesh Japra. Let me introduce you through a video with him, so you will know what that just a basic thing I'm going to talk about it. Okay.
I'm Romesh Japra. Welcome to Festival of Globe, Fog.
ये दुनिया एक दुल्हन, ये दुनिया एक दुल्हन, दुल्हन के माथे की बिंदिया। ये मेरा इंडिया, ये मेरा इंडिया, I love my India.
That is not in India, it is in Silicon Valley. He brought India to Silicon Valley when Silicon Valley is no Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley was in essence just a collection of sleepy towns and rural communities far removed from the technological powerhouse it would eventually evolve into. Dr. Romesh Japra, hailing from a humble village in India, embarked on a transformative journey that led him to Fremont, California after completing his cardiology training in the US. His arrival marked a significant turning point for the town as he brought forth the rich tapestry of India's traditions, cultures, and festivals, intertwining them seamlessly into the fabric of American life. Despite encountering discrimination and bias, he remained steadfast in his commitment to practicing cardiology. Dr. Japra has been ranked among top 20% doctors in North America with a specialization in cardiovascular disease and internal medicine. He provided care to a diverse diaspora, including individuals from India, China, Russia, and Afghanistan, and many other countries. Understanding the cultural and religious sensitivities of immigrants, he delivered health care with a profound respect dignity, and unwavering compassion.
I'm Romesh Japra. I'm a cardiologist. Of course, I have long hours. Usually get up 6 o'clock in the morning, get my workout, have a little breakfast, and come to the hospital where usually I have scheduled patients for procedures, surgeries. The procedures mostly I do is cardiac angiograms or catheterizations, and then they may end up with having angioplasty or stenting. Some of the other procedures we do is the pacemakers, defibrillators. Many times we open up the arteries in the kidney arteries, the peripheral, the leg arteries. So these are the kind of
Japra Mahal, a sprawling mansion constructed from imported marble stones from India, stands majestically amidst a 25-acre vineyard in Fremont. Its grandeur is marked by a towering Ganesh statue at the entrance extending warm welcome to visitors. Overlooking the Dumbarton Bridge, which links the towns of Elon Musk's Tesla factory in Fremont and the Silicon Valley investment hub of Menlo Park. Japra Mahal has evolved into a distinguished meeting place for luminaries, diplomats, and entertainers from across the globe. It serves as a hub for a vibrant intellectual discourse and a cultural exchange, fostering connections and collaborations that transcend borders and boundaries. The Festival of Globe, known as a FOG, a non-profit organization, flagship of Dr. Japra, reflects his charismatic, vivacious, and vibrant personality.
We flying high just like a first class flight. Yeah, I'm feeling alright, about to go dynamite. Now go do your thing, girl. Go and get it started. Go and get it started. I said now get up on the dance floor. Go and get it started. It's a Dr. Japra party. Hey.
I'm here to help celebrate India Independence Day, and we are having a wonderful day dancing, singing, celebrating, and Dr. Japra is amazing what he's done here.
Move your body right. We keep it rocking till the morning light. Everybody singing now all through the night.
Yeah, we be turning it up. Roof on fire, burning it up. Drop that thing down to the ground while the DJ in the booth straight cutting it up. We own that black label. Yeah, that's that desi liquor. Na menu koi nahi parwa, koi nahi tension, koi nahi fikr. Now drop it and shake it and move it. We popping that champagne and feeling the music. We just getting started, the feelings amusing. I'm so used to winning, I don't need the proper one man gang showstopper. Are you feeling sick? I know the doctor. That's Dr. Japra. I'm a king just like Mufasa. We own that Johnny Walker.
Beyond the superficial allure of prestige lies a deeper and more profound calling, a commitment to serve communities you live in. In the face of uncertainty, Dr. Romesh Japra lights the way for future physicians. Embrace roles beyond healing, be mentors, friends, activists, coaches, and staunch advocates for the patient's well-being. Dr. Japra embodies the very essence of noble profession, epitomizing the qualities of compassion and leadership that define the doctor. Long live Dr. Japra.
Hey, Dr. Japra, welcome to the MedMix webcast.
Thank you, Ramna. Good to be with you again.
Every time I watch that video, I get emotional. I connected with Silicon Valley and you. You inspire a lot of people. Not only me. I met a lot of doctors in my life, but you are one of the true inspirations personally for me. Tell us a little bit of your journey to the Fremont, and then if we give up, people from outsiders may know a little bit. They want to know a little bit about you. But your institution in Silicon Valley, but tell us a little bit about your background and how did you end up in Fremont?
Well, that's great. Nice to be with you, Ramana. I think you showed a lot of stuff. That's so sweet of you. All my journey over the last 4 decades, I've been here almost 45 years in the city of Fremont after I finished my fellowship at Cleveland Clinic in cardiology. This is where I ended up coming, and I've been in the Washington hospital here as as an attending physician, as a chief of medicine, chief of cardiology, chief of staff, and helping with the board, and being the director of the cardiac catheterization lab, as we call it. And then besides, I've been very fortunate to serve the community, not only just the Hindu American community, Indian American, Asian American, but also community at large. I've been involved with them at various levels, at the spiritual empowerment, cultural empowerment, political empowerment, which we have started, and of course the economic development which Silicon Valley saw after Y2K happened, when all our uh, engineers, the IT professionals, they came, they became a lot more important, lot more relationship between India and USA happened, between Silicon Valley. And then history is telling you that for the last 24 years since Y2K, you cannot find a company, an IT company, where we do not have an Indian American. So we have CEOs of the large companies of Google, Microsoft, Adobe, you just name it. Almost 100 large companies have the CEOs, our CEOs. So I've been able to play some role, to been able to serve, and actually it makes me feel very good that I've been able to become part of this.
Yeah, let me ask you a question a little bit about your, everybody's mind right now. Let me take this one out. Yeah, that. Let me take this one out a little bit. Okay, so let me ask you about all the doctors are now worried about Silicon Valley and artificial intelligence. Do you have some ideas? The doctors think AI can replace them. They're very nervous and they are confused, including the organizations itself. What do you think of that? You have
I,
some kind of a
yeah,
uh,
I don't think they should worry about it. They say a job lost is a job, one job lost, two jobs created. And see, I believe in that philosophy. We come from the Stone Age, and especially I'll give you a little example. When the horse and carriage was happening, nobody thought that a new automotive industry is going to come into play. And look at the automotive industry, how it has prospered and evolved. And now people don't think these robot taxis or cyber cars going to come, or the flying cars going to come in the future, but they're gonna come. The way the AI and the quantum physics is collaborating, and the futuristic uh, technology is coming, those things are going to be there. Similarly, in medicine, whether these people like it or don't like it, the AI is going to be there, and AI is going to only make medicine better. If the doctors who don't adopt AI will not be able to compete with the doctors who adopt AI. So that is the difference. So if you're gonna be way behind and keep riding the horse, that you're okay, you will survive. But people who go with AI and the doctors who are willing to adopt and move in the future, they're gonna be a lot better, lot more happier and prosperous, wealthy, and a lot more rewarding and very gratifying in the future. So I think I would recommend everybody to adopt, be futuristic, and they'll be definitely happier than what we've been able to do in
yeah.
the past.
Go ahead. Yeah, that very well said. Let me ask you: the 2024 is a major transformation happened in the United States, in America. A major party, a different party came in. What do you think of healthcare is going to be? You're politically savvy, politically active. You're behind the force politically. So, what do you think of that new transformation of power is going to affect the healthcare system?
I think it's going to be for the good. Every industry needs transformation. There's a pivoting points. In my opinion, in the past, the medicine's only been focused on the diseased patients. They've not been taking care of the really health. They've been taking care of the diseases. So to take care of the health, prevention is very, very important. So I think that is one area where I think the new administration is going to look into it. People usually laughing at RFK Jr. right now, the Kennedy, who's going to be our HHS secretary, uh, being appointed by Trump. But I think this will definitely highlight that the prevention is going to be a lot better. The foods which we eat, uh, processed foods, canned foods, with all these chemicals, with preservatives and everything, are really causing half the problems. And obesity is causing almost 50 to 60% of our problems, whether it's diabetes or heart disease or hypertension, kidney diseases. They're all because of those, the obesity, many of them. I mean, the sleep apnea, people getting tired, not be able to do things, all these diseases. So the new technology, new things are definitely going to change the world, not only America, but rest of the world also. The whole health industry is probably going to get transformed.
You were just talking about food. Let us talk about Ayurveda. Ayurveda says food is a medicine. Can you tell us a little bit? I didn't know much. I don't know much about Ayurveda, but exposed it to. So tell us a little bit about India's tradition of Ayurveda and food as a medicine. How that play a role in the Western medicine.
Absolutely. I think in most of people's mind, Ayurveda is like a herbal medicine. And people think, there's certain kind of herbs and medicines which are natural, which we give and make people better. But that is just one small part of the whole Ayurveda. Like you mentioned rightly, the food is the basis of Ayurveda. So, since all these medicinal herbs come from the food, if you take care of the food, is not just what you eat, how you eat it, your lifestyle, and how you chew it, how you digest it, how you think about it, how you breathe with it. All these things is a very simple formula, but it looks very complex when especially it's very difficult to practice it all the time. People are here while they're running, they're eating, they're driving, they're eating, they jabbing the whole food. They can eat 5 hamburgers in 2 minutes or 5 minutes and finish three, these French fries in 3 minutes. So this is not the way to eat. How you should think about the food, generate your enzymes and your digestive enzymes in your food even before you looking and praying and everything else. I think all those things are very, very important. And the how you eat, how you chew, how much time you take, whether you take it with water, without water, before and after. So there's so many things. So that is the key to a healthy life. And if you do all those preventive things, then diseases just do not come. So I think we can prevent 90% of the diseases by following those rules and the practices.
Dr. Japra, during the Roman Empire, everybody used to say that all the roads end in Rome. Now, the spiritual, you just spoke about physical health. Now, spiritual health. Now, everybody thinks yoga and meditation because of that. All the roads end in India. All the roads go to the. Tell us a little bit about the spirituality side of it. That's how that profoundly affected me. Yoga and meditation is taking over United States. They are very much into the yoga and meditation now. So that spiritual health, how that contributed India. Now all the roads end up in India for the spirituality. Tell us a little bit about the spiritual side of it. You also founder of a temple. So that's tell us a little bit both of the connections there and how the spirituality plays a role with you.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is not again food and herbs. Both yoga and meditation are also part of it. And yoga is also very different types of yogas. And it's not just an exercise or stretches or poses or postures. So it's a lot more to do with your breathing, with your mental, so it's just the body, mind, and the spirit. All these things have to be in sync to really become a real spiritual exercise or become a spiritual practice in itself. So when the body, mind, and the spirit, they all work together, and some people even talk about the soul, which is the fourth thing, which is a little more complex. I'll leave that out. So the four things if you can sync them together and work with them and practice these things, it's a huge. The development you're going to get as a personality, not just your body, not only just your mind, but overall personality you're going to develop, not going to help just during this life, not just now, your next generation, even for you in the future, because the soul can carry many of these RNA, DNAs with it, which is going to be later on help even in your next life. So all these things tell you that things can be modified. Before people used to say that DNA, RNA, it cannot be modified. Now we know it's definitely modifiable with the environment, with the meditation, with many others practices. So those are the kind of things we have a lot to learn, a lot to practice, and if the integrated medicine, another one which NIH is trying to incorporate in the future, especially Jay Bhattacharya coming up now in the future with the NIH directorship. I think we're going to try to incorporate many of these things in there. There's already International Meditation Day, Yoga Day, like what you're saying. And if we can get just the allopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, even Chinese herbal medicine, traditional medicines, uh, even acupuncture, many of these practices, the disciplines of medicine, if they can be integrated in the future and take the best practices from each of these disciplines, I tell you, it's going to be a huge, huge difference and something unique.
You're talking about soul and spirituality as a cardiologist. Let us talk about, you always talk about something else, as I hear from you all the times, about karma yogi. What is karma yogi, doctor? I wanted to understand myself about that. What is the role of a karma yogi?
Well, the theory of the karma is very simple and straightforward. The theory states if you're doing the noble deeds, that means you're doing good karmas in your life. So everybody knows what is good or bad. I don't have to repeat all those things. Almost every religion teaches you what is good: truthfulness, innovation, collaboration, honesty, transparency, independence, personal development, family development, societal good deeds. So all these good karmas which you're going to be doing, you're going to get rewarded. You may not get rewarded right now, right after you do them. Maybe it be later in your life. Or our theory in our philosophy, our Hindu philosophy tells you even in your next life, you carry your karmas with you. So some of the good things which I'm getting now, it could be the result of my previous good karmas I did in my previous life or in my earlier life, or even your parents, what they did, and that can translate to you. So it's a great theory. It tells you why you should be doing noble deeds, good deeds, and try to stay away from the bad deeds. Again, we call them kukarmas. They are sukarma and kukarma. Sukarmas are good deeds. Kukarma is the bad karmas, which like some of the terrorist people are doing it, some of the thieves, some of the robbers, murderers, rapists, and all these bad people, as we call them, evil people, we call them, or evil spirits. They are doing the bad deeds. So they're doing kukarmas. Those things you have to pay for. You're going to get punished for those. So you're going to have to repent. You're going to be punished. So better do the good karmas. So that is what all the theory of karma is all about. And in our philosophy, karma yogi, the person who does good karmas, is as important as a saint or a sadhu who's practicing meditation or doing prayers all day long. Is even more important to do good karmas. If you're doing, see, everybody helps yourself or your family or your extended family, but if you're doing karmas for the needy people, for the society at large, it means a lot. Those are the really noble karmas, as we call them. And
Dr.
those
Japra,
going to get paid for.
Dr. Japra, you truly practice that karma yogi. I tell you, with my experience, one thing I noticed is that if some good people do a bad thing, you tolerate. And when a bad person do even a good thing, you watch them with suspicion. You can tolerate a good person doing some of the bad things by mistakes of wrong not as long as their intention is good, they're doing a mistakes you tolerate. And then that is a true, in my definition, that is a great karma yogi. It's a great characteristic. You do display that, I seen with literally. So what inspired you to be community leader? You're always, you didn't participate in the political process, you didn't contest any elections, but you're always, political process is important, you thought, very important to the always say that if you're not in the menu, you're you're going to
If
be
you're not on the table, you're going to be part of the menu.
you're going
Yeah.
to be on the menu. So that's
Yeah.
what that you always say that. Tell us a little bit about that. Why that political process is such an important aspect for the as a doctor, as a community leader, as a human being in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned earlier, a lot of doctors are complaining about some of the new policies. Everybody else is complaining about something or the other, which means those policies are being made by the politicians. See, these policies are all made by people who are rulers, more or less. Good old days used to be the kings and the ministers, and they're people who will make the rules, and you have to follow. But these days, in the democracies, it's the people you elect. They're the ones who are making rules for them, and many of those people are corrupt. And if you are voting for the bad people who are corrupt and those who are going to be making policies for you, you're going to have to live with them. So otherwise, you're going to go to jail or not be able to make anything, even your both ends meet. So it's very important that you get the right people into political arena, political field. So that's why I always encourage the youngsters. I try to help them out, and we have made this organization called Americans for Hindus, with the Hindu values, the good values which we talk about: pluralism, inclusiveness, truthfulness, innovation, collaboration, all these great principles. Those are the ones we want them to influence politics, so that we can empower the democracy, we can empower with the good values. And that's what I try to do. And it's important that those people get on the table. They can make good policies which are good for everybody. So, there's a saying in Sanskrit, "Loka samasta sukhno bhavantu." That means want everybody in this world to be happy, to be prosperous, and to be peaceful. So those are the principles, and we love to incorporate those for everybody. That's why you put it on here, Rajniti Conference, which means the political conference in Washington, D.C. So many of us are going to Washington, D.C. on the 19th and 20th of January at the Trump inauguration time frame. We have our own conference. We'll be deliberating all about these things. Many of our own people, like Tulsi Gabbard, Jay Bhattacharya, we have Kash Patel, even Vivek Ramaswamy, and many of these people going to be joining us over there to talk about it, so that how we can empower the whole political field, so that we get good people up there who can make good rules, good laws, and good policies, so that everybody can benefit from it.
Yeah, Rajniti conference is what is Rajniti? Tell us, explain us what is Rajniti is, Dr.
So
Japra.
Rajniti means basically the political process, again with good values. We had a great politician who worked with many kings in good old days, named Chanakya. So Chanakya sort of showed how to get people on your side. I mean, they said no matter whether you're a king or a dictator, as long as you got people which are on your side and you're always looking for the welfare of the people, that is the true Rajniti. So that is the way to rule the world, or rule whichever area, or a small country or a small state or a small city. Those things are very, very important. And those are the principles which we want to incorporate into politics at large. So that's what this conference is all about. And we want to participate from our Americans for Hindus, the political organization, and hopefully try to support the people who believe in these kind of values.
So you have a big meeting at the event coming up, New Year's Eve. So before I go into the announce that day, 2024, 2025, 2024, can you do some reflections on what you thought about the entire 2024? what your insight into it, what did you gain out of it in the youth experience? Just to 2024 past, and then let us talk about 2025 next.
Absolutely, See, I always learn something from every time, every year, every minute of your life is important. Every breath of your life is important. So you should not waste a single moment of your life. That is, I always believed in it. So you can try to do as much as you can. I mean, a lot of people get lazy, sleep away. I try to sleep as little I can. I try to work as much as I can. I try to use my talent, my uh, capacity, my capabilities to the best of my abilities. Try to utilize them. Otherwise, I feel guilty myself if I don't use it. I try to help and support as many people as I can because it's very gratifying. It's like we talked about good karmas, and I'm trying to build up my own repository of good karmas so I could benefit in the future. Plus, it's so even currently at the present time, it's so gratifying, makes you feel so good, and keep you energetic all the time, to willing to do a lot more. So that is a fullness of life, which is needed. And 2024, I have no regrets about it. I keep doing it, whether you get some challenges. And in our philosophy, as a human life journey, you have to have challenges. There's nothing like that. Otherwise, you're probably God, and you should not even belong here if there are no challenges. So challenges in life is going to be there. Don't take them as roadblocks. Don't take them as obstructions. Don't take them as that. Oh my God, what happened? So you have to take it as a challenge and try to find a solution to overcome. And that is the beauty of the journey. See, the time you're going to spend there tackling that challenge is the beautiful part. You should do it smilingly, and if you do it wholeheartedly, smilingly, you're going to always be the victor in the end. So that is what in 24 and 24, change is the only thing which is permanent. So one should never look at status quo. So if at 25 you're going to have to excel in what you did in 24, one should never feel satisfied, be content all the time. So you should always try to get new challenges and new things. Just like we mentioned earlier in the beginning that the AI or quantum physics is going to come change everybody's life. You should look forward to it, not complain about it. So whether some of the jobs go away, some of the other things, but the development hopefully will, even some of the lazy people will give them free food, free shelter, and free transportation, so they can still go ahead and enjoy if that's what they're what gives them a kick. But some of us want to keep going more and more. People like Elon Musk, even though they have so much money, $400 billion, he still keeps going at it. He's never satisfied. So I mean, those should be your role models. Never be content whether it's a half a trillion or a whole trillion. Doesn't matter. You have to keep moving.
You're a true physician, Dr. Japra. You're a true definition of a physician. But we have a common friend. We have a very good friend of each together. His name is Dr. Sampath Shwangi. He is opening a cancer hospital in Bangalore, near Bangalore, his hometown. So just you posted recently in your group. So tell us a little bit about your friend, as a mutual friend. I know him for a long time, like you. So tell us a little bit about him. What is this hospital, and you're supporting him indirectly or directly? I don't know, but it is.
Well, that's again one of the good karmas. This is what we were talking about, your theory of karma. So, if one can afford it, he's a physician, psychiatrist. His wife is a physician, and he grew up in that town where the current hospital, he's going to add a cancer hospital as part of it with his name, and so he's donating a lot of money and building up this cancer hospital where in that town there's no facilities to to tackle cancer. And unfortunately, is this modern era, this day and age, with all the chemicals around us and so many other pollutants around us, there's so much pollution, so there's a lot more cancer coming up. That is one of the and early detection and early treatment is the key to win over cancer, and that's exactly what he's going to do. We are so proud of him. He's one of our trustees for Americans for Hindus. We've been working together in the past on Indian American Forum for Political Education. He's been part of the API, where you have been involved very heavily in the past for many years. So that's where we have the common link with him. So all the best to him, and anybody can support him. All of us are supporting him in whichever way we can. It's wonderful. It's a community at large we are benefiting, and needy people we benefiting. It's not just your family, your immediate friends, but also the needy people out there. So that
There
is
is,
the real karmash.
there is another Ramesh joining with us from Atlanta, Georgia. There's is Ramesh Raju is my son. He's joining from Atlanta. So uh, Ramesh, you watched Dr. Japra. What do you think of now? I want to inspire you for the community service, and you do a lot of them in Atlanta. So tell us a little bit. How did you, Dr. Japra, kind of influence all of us in that sense?
Well, I will say I did just I did just get a chance to jump on the stream, but based on what I was able to hear from Dr. Japra, I'm actually a little bit more intrigued about how the that organization is basically helping the needy, as basically like as you were mentioning for with Americans for Hindus.
Oh, absolutely. We mentioned a little bit earlier that in politics, we want good people, good politicians who have at their heart, they should think about the people, not about themselves. There are a lot of corrupt politicians who are only trying to make money, get good contracts, good things for themselves. We want people who are going to be taking care of the general public at such, looking at their welfare and make the policies. See, they're the policy makers. They are the sitting on the table, and we have to live by those policies. Whether it's law and order out there, how if there's law and order, there's no people are fearful. They're staying in their home just because they're scared. There's no freedom. So that's not what we call freedom or independence or liberty. So that is one of the issues. And if there's not enough good jobs which where people can really develop themselves, evolve themselves, be proud of themselves, then it's not worth it. So they should promote the good technologies and good futuristic things where people can uplift themselves, not only uh, development just from money point of view, but also from intellect point of view. So those kind of policies they should come forward. So there are a lot of different policies in almost every field, whether it's a healthcare, whether it's automotive, transportation, or even general welfare. So we want good people. That's why Americans for Hindus, we have some great values which we talk about: truthfulness, transparency, freedom of not only as an individual but also for the whole society at large. But then innovation, the new things which we call nutanta, collaboration with everybody else, we call it sadbhavna. So there are a lot of good principles we want to incorporate into politics. As a matter of fact, the Constitution was written in the past. There was a lot of great values taken from Gita. Adam and Jefferson. They had some of the letters they had exchanged, which we talked about those values, and we want to bring those back into politics so that we can save the democracy. The democracy is being dismantled in many countries like China and Pakistan, Russia, Iran. So they're so-called democracies, but it's more autocracy and dictatorship and corruption. People in Venezuela, others. So we don't want Europe and America also become the same way. We want even India to contribute a lot more as a democracy than some of the other countries are doing. So there's a lot to do. And this is just a little example I touch upon from the grassroots level to the international level. In between, there are a lot more things which we can talk about at a free time. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. So it basically sounds like one of the primary pushes for Americans for Hindus is pushing accountability as well as providing resources for the needy.
Absolutely.
So, Ramesh, you're also spiritual in becoming with your girlfriend Nisha. She's from originally Punjabi girl. So, what is the spirituality gave you for you, like American for Hindus kind of thing? That is spirituality is what role it plays for you, young people like you, people like Dr. Japra can pass on to.
Yeah, I mean morality first and foremost, right? I don't see myself as separate from every other person on the planet. I personally believe that, through just the spirit and through God that we are one. And so in order for me to personally be the healthiest, the best version of myself, I know that I have to put out an energy that I want reciprocated, which is kindness, which is empathy, which is helping those when they need help, as I would want to be helped if I ever need help. So I mean, it's as simple as the golden rule. So
Dr.
that's
Japra
that's
is
what
a
that is for me.
Dr. Japra is doing that all these years, Ramesh. That is the one thing, you also notice it. I notice it. We all know about him. He does a community champion. He does I remember one day there was a woman was killed in a car accident. Somebody drunk driver killed her in San Jose, right here. He doesn't know, he's not even their patient, nothing, no relationship. We went there and he, myself, and he took me there. We spent almost 1 hour, 2 hours there to console and together with the community. That's like you have to have that kind of a compassion, and if it is not there, you cannot go progress. That was his explaining about karma yogi. That's we can explain to young people, Dr. Japra, the karma yogi. So the qualities are.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that
Dr. Japra.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, could you please tell about karma yogi? What is the logi of karma yogi's qualities are? So
No.
people
What
can understand
Ramesh is
the
talking
insight.
about is absolutely right. That should be part of your character itself. Those are the qualities, your inner qualities, which you have to bring them into practice. A lot of people talk about those qualities, and that's where what he's mentioning is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. There's one world, one future, and we have to respect all the religions. We have to pluralistic. We have to be inclusive. So those are the other qualities and other principles which we believe in, and doesn't matter which religion you come from. It just happens that I happen to be a Hindu, and then we have a lot of good values and principles, and we want to make sure that we can incorporate that into the political arena itself, amongst all the politicians, make them pro Hindus, pro those Hindu values, so that they become good politicians, so that they can the quality he's talking about, and they start giving it to everybody through their policies. See, as a person, as an individual, you can only get so much limited to help how many people you can help, depending upon your resources and your time and your energy. But as a politician, I think well, after making the policies, you can really expand nationally, internationally. So that's a difference which we are trying to. So you start thinking bigger, looking at the bigger picture as we move along, as an individual, as an institution, as as an elected official, or as a president of the United States. You can have a lot more influence as we go along. So that is the bigger thinking, and but you have to start at the ground level. That's what Ramesh is talking about.
Yeah. Ramesh, there's a time to jump into the political side. Inspiration for you. Atlanta is a hometown for you. You're born there. I think that's what reason I brought you here to get inspired. That's the most important is you need a vehicle to serve people. He's a doctor, he's a cardiologist. He can serve people. He can see people. He can help heal the diseases. So if you are not a doctor, you are something else, and you do reach through organization through reach. You do a lot of reach spiritual health, and you practice yoga and meditation, those kind of things. That's good things. So that's what you do. But Dr. Japra, it is anything else you want to say, Ramesh? Before I.
Yeah. So human beings have this very funny quality about us where we like to do this us first them thing. We do it in sports. We do it in you know, well, I mean, especially politics, the whole us first them. But the reality is, what's good for what's good for one should be good for everybody, right? You know, and so it should never be an us versus them thing. It should never be, you know, team Democrat versus team Republican. At the end of the day, you know, being being human, we all want the same things. We all want life. We all want liberty. We all want to be able to feed our families and everything like that. And so for me, I I don't like to look at some, you know, politics as a career path. More as like everyone has the right, has actually the duty to serve their community in some form or fashion, whatever they feel like they can contribute. And so for me, what drives me for A Reach and any of the, you know, the initiatives that I've been a part of has been purpose based. It's never, you know, I think this is going to further my, no, it's for me, I always want to have a purpose behind any way that I serve my community. So that's why I was actually very intrigued by what Dr. Chopra was talking about, because I do believe that accountability is the key in making sure that purpose is put before a paycheck, you know, or, you know, making sure that resources are given to the people who need them the most. So
that's what he's doing. Is through policies, he need to empower the politicians, politics. He got to bring new people, good people into politics. That's what he's trying to explain. The last word for you, Dr. Japra. What you know? What is reflecting the what is Ramesh is talking about, and you just give us the final words from you.
No. I'm so pleased to hear what Ramesh is saying, and see our main purpose, especially personally, my main purpose is to empower the youngsters, you know, so that they learn from what I've been doing for the last 45 years. If I can make a little difference in their life, in their thinking, in their future careers, in their future practices, not even career. Like you said, it doesn't have to be a career. You know, you don't have to be a politician to. I never became a politician myself. I'm still practicing as a cardiologist 3 days a week. So I'm doing the community work. I still take care of my family. So I try to divide this work one third, one third, one third, and try to do my best. But at the same time, if you want to influence a lot more as a policy makers, then sometimes they may have to take it as a career and do other things as part-time. You know, so it all depends how you look at it. See, if we all become only doctors and only do part-time, then it will not work, right? So a lot of doctors now, Jay Bhattacharya was at Stanford. Now he's going to go become NIH director, so he'll have to give up his job at Stanford and then go there and then try to change the whole NIH setup, you know, the way it is working right now. So these are the differences, which probably as we go along, people will learn about those things. Sometimes, you know, our bandwidth is only so much, so we cannot do as much. So everybody can't be like Romesh, or somebody else can do 10 different things. Some people are limited. So depending upon that, let's keep empowering the youngsters, keep inspiring them, motivating them, bring them along. And that's my goal. And hopefully, if we can bring a little change, I'll be very, very gratified.
Thank Thank you so much, Dr. Japra. It is truly an honor and a privilege. You know, you're not only you're ideal for all of me and my family members. They love you, and you're really a true inspiration for all of us together. You know, you're a community leader, you're a doctor, community leader, and a champion for all the good people. You know, you never did seek political process, but he wanted to create a policies that new political people, like young people like that, to come down and to participate in the political process, and then to create a new policies that fair and good for all human beings. Being a real karma yogis here creating. Thank you, Dr. Japra. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ramesh, joining us. I hope you got some inspiration from that. Thank you all.
Definitely.
All right, absolutely.
Thank you all. Good
Stay in
night.
touch. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
We are retelling their stories through our patented designs that can be worn on scrubs, t-shirts, printed on conference bags, and endless other promotional materials. Daily Wear for Medicine is the first ever of its kind to create curiosity in medicine through visual art. We at MedBricks are celebrating unsung heroes of the past who made enormous contributions to the field of medicine through our unique campaign called Daily Wear for Medicine. You can wear it, carry it, and give it.
Yeah, I wanted to mention. I forgot to mention this one. I didn't forget this. Let me bring this the scene there that something is missing. Yeah, let me bring the New Year's Eve party that I want to mention that a little bit. So please, sorry about that. I did not see that. So, but anyway, if you all wanted to participate in the Sakoon restaurant New Year's Eve party, grand party for American for Hindus, Dr. Romesh Japra is conducting, and let me give you that Rajaniti conference, and that is the party is going to be, I think, in Sakoon restaurant. Check it out, a4h.com, the org, a4h.org. American for Hindus.org organization, a political organization. So please check it out. Thank you so much for joining all of us. Thank you all. I am good night. Happy New Year. We're going to come back in January 8th. I have a new people coming up, extraordinary people coming up in the January 8th. That actually very surprising. I want to tell you, we have a former White House official is coming out. He is healthcare policy director, and Dr. Jaligam, and then the Austria Vienna. She is joining a Polymathi, and then there is a Dr. Robert Pearl. This is a former CEO of Kaiser Permanente is going to join with us, and then that another one is Leena Pradhan. My daughter's name is Leena. She's going to join with us on the next year. Next year, January. In the January month of January, she's a supplemental specialist. The toxicity in the supplements and what is going on, and then a mental health expert, longtime friend Christina Spatora is coming up. So let us see all of them in the next month. The new year is going to be exciting for the MedBricks webcast. Thank you all for joining. Bye.